Body cam video shows DUI arrest of Anchorman actor David Koechner. That's the title of today's video. I'm reacting from Law and Crime. Let's get into it.
Oh yeah? What you got?
19.
Okay.
Just alcohol.
Gotcha.
Glossy eyes. I can smell that car when I walked up to the car.
Where's he from?
California.
What's he doing out here?
He said he's going to Comic-Con, West Virginia.
That's a drive.
Yeah. He's
Might take a couple hours.
yeah. I got a couple lane violations on him. He actually rolled up on me pretty quick, got behind me, got back over. I guess he realized I was a deputy. He slowed down a little bit. I waited for him to pass. Got a couple lane violations on him. I stopped him.
Okay. Was he over the dash line, solid fog line, both?
White line.
White line a couple of times?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so if you followed this channel before, you know a police officer can pull you over when they have reasonable suspicion. Here, the reasonable suspicion is the lane violations. Upon pulling over this driver for the lane violations, which could be an indicator that the driver is operating while under the influence, the officer noticed a smell and noticed glossy eyes. So that's where we're at. Now, when a police officer has reasonable suspicion, they can temporarily detain you for a reasonable amount of time to figure out more information on if a crime is being committed. So with respect to this particular stop, it's probably within the officer's rights to conduct a further DUI investigation.
White line.
White line a couple of times?
Yep.
Okay. All right, I'll go make contact with him. Have you ran the plate?
Yeah, I haven't got the return back on it yet.
Oh, God, I can smell it from here. Hey, Trooper Bean, State Highway Patrol. So it's my understanding you're going to West Virginia?
Yes, sir.
Okay, gotcha. Where are you coming from tonight?
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati? Okay. What part of Cincinnati?
The airport.
What's your last name?
So here, this is always a fine balance because the officer is talking to this suspect and you want to be respectful of the officer, but at the same time, you don't want to give them any additional information. Here, if you are operating while you're intoxicated and the officer is talking with you, even if they're just making small talk, that could give some evidence away. And I say that very candidly because a lot of sober people get nervous when they talk to police and they stutter, or it just doesn't seem normal because it is an intimidating situation. So the best thing you can do is be polite, give the police officer your identification, your insurance, but also assert your rights and say, officer, I'm not going to be talking about my day. I'm really nervous right now, and please do what you have to do, but I'm not going to talk without a lawyer present.
I know who you are. I was going to say, I thought that looked like you. Okay.
Sure.
Were you out, are you doing something in Ironton?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what were you doing in Ironton?
Well, no, Huntington first,
Okay.
Huntington second.
Okay, gotcha. Are you doing like your tour right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you drive out here?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, good.
Well,
deal.
I'm from Cincinnati.
You drove here from Cincinnati, but you're going to Huntington right now?
Yes, sir.
But you're doing your tour right now?
Yes.
When do you do your tour for Huntington? Not tonight, I'm sure. It's too early in the morning.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, gotcha. How much have you had to drink tonight? One beer? Or one shot of liquor or what?
No, one beer.
One beer? Okay. I'm just going to ask you to step out and run you through a couple things to make sure you're safe to drive, okay?
You didn't tell me he's had one beer.
So remember, if a police officer orders you out of the car, you have to get out of the car. This is according to Pennsylvania versus Mims. Now, you do not have to cooperate with field sobriety tests. Here, the suspect has already admitted that he has consumed alcohol. Now it's just a matter of really how much alcohol has he consumed. I'm going to emphasize this again because this is why I make these videos about your rights. The best thing to do here is zip it and don't take these tests.
Day issues. All right, you're a bit taller than me. If you want, you can kind of sit on my hood there while I run you through a couple things, okay? As only, okay? I don't want you to move your head or anything. That'll be the tip of the pin right there.
This is the gaze nystagmus test. What the officer is looking for is any oscillation or vibration or sudden movement of the eyes. If you are sober, in theory, your eyes should be able to track very smoothly. And if you're intoxicated, whether that be by drugs or alcohol, while your eyes will oscillate differently according to the substance, there will be either oscillation or violent movement, jumps in the gap. The problem with this is this police officer is not an optometrist. It is in the middle of the night. It is a very stimulating environment being on the side of the road with the sirens going on. It is very easy to fail these tests when you are sober, especially when it's just a judgment call by the police officer. As I've said before many times on this channel, I have a lazy eye. If I submitted to one of these tests and my eye drifted, the police officer could use that as a sign of intoxication, even if I was completely sober.
Right there on my light. And I'll have you turn and face my car right here. What I'll ask you to do, yes sir. Let's actually back up a couple more steps just to give you a little extra room. So for what I'm asking you to do on this one is I'm asking you to take a series of 9 heel-toe steps, turn yourself around, and take another 9 back. I'm gonna give you more details, but the reason I tell you that right now is it's up to you. I know you have boots on. If you wanna take it with your boots on, that's fine. If you wanna do it with your boots off, that's fine. I just wanna give you the option.
Okay, so this is a pretty standard next test. 9 steps, heel to toe, down and back, no wobbling, no hands out. This is very hard to do sober. And again, think of the circumstances. It's late at night. You're on an uneven surface. The police officer is going to say things like, hey, I know you have boots on. That might make it harder. Why don't you take your boots off? That's why he's trying to get rid of any sort of excuse that the defendant can make in the future. And y'all listen, I'm not suggesting drinking and driving. That is a terrible thing to do. But what I am suggesting is there are sober people who get DUIs because they failed these tests.
I am.
Okay. All right. So what I'll ask you to do is imagine a straight line going from you to my front license plate. Are you able to imagine that line?
Yes, sir.
All right. What I'll ask you to do is take your left foot and put it on that line you're imagining for me. Then take your right foot, put it in front of your left foot, touching heel to toe. Touching heel to toe, just like that. They
Yes,
actually
sir.
got to touch.
Okay.
Okay. So see how your heel's kind of behind your toe there? Actually, yep.
And listen, these instructions could be used as signs of intoxication. He's not getting it the first time. The officer is having to explain himself multiple times. You see how all these things add up? There's really nothing that can go in your favor.
And then I'll have you put your hands down to your side. Don't move till I've told you to. Do you understand? What I'm going to ask you to do, sir, is take a series of 9 heel-to-toe steps along that line you're imagining. Turn yourself around, take another 9 back. You understand so far?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to show you what it looks like. That's okay. Just stand right there. Get back in that starting position for me. Right foot in front of left, touching heel to toe. Hands down to your side. Okay. That's all right. You can go ahead and get back in that starting position. So you're going to be in the starting position that you're in. That's the way I'm standing as well. All right, things I want you to do as you do this. You must look down at your feet. Count your steps out loud.
9.
9 steps. Yeah, you can get back in that starting position. So look down at your feet.
114, check it.
I'm okay. Count your steps out loud.
Okay.
I want you to keep your hands down to your side and don't stop until you've completed the instructions. Do you understand?
9.
Yes, sir. All right, you may begin if you understand the instructions.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And you'll turn yourself around like I showed you and do the other 9 back.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
He's wobbling. It's not smooth. You know, obviously this can be a sign of impairment.
Does it all make sense?
Yes, sir. Oh,
You okay?
yes, sir.
All right, I didn't know what you were thinking was funny.
Well, no,
You're fine, I was just curious. You started laughing, so that's okay. If you understand the instructions, you may begin.
so,
Go ahead,
Well-
yeah, ask whatever you want to.
Here, the officer wants him to stand on one leg with the other leg roughly 6 inches above the ground without any sort of wobbling. I want you to try that right now. Stand up for the computer. Do it right now. Tell me how hard that is. Even wobbling doing that can be used against you.
put up.
Yeah, just like I showed you. So you hold it approximately 6 inches above the ground, parallel with the ground. Both legs nice and straight, no bend in your knee. Look down at your foot and count in a series of 1000s like so. 1001, 1002,
1001.
1003, 1004, and so on until I've told you to stop.
1001.
Don't start just yet. Don't start just yet. Do you understand the instructions
Yes, sir.
now? It all makes sense now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you may begin when you're ready.
1001.
Sorry. Look, you can pick it up, resume where you left off.
Yes, sir. 1001.
2, 3, 4. Walk to the front of my car for me. Good. You can walk just anyway. Just keep facing my car. Did you put your hands behind your back?
141 on that Henry, Zebra Henry, 8670.
So to David's credit, he was nothing but respectful. He wasn't entitled. He didn't try to use his status as an actor to influence these police officers in any way. And I have a lot of respect and sympathy for him. And again, I do not advocate for drinking while driving. I think it's absolutely terrible. But if you are the one in the position being questioned by the police, you do need to know your rights. I would just strongly critique somebody in a situation like this. You should not submit to these field sobriety tests. It's just additional evidence that could be used against you. Had he not submitted to these tests, the things that the police officers would have been these lane changes, which we didn't see, and presumably this smell of alcohol that these police officers are going to have to testify, because obviously you cannot preserve a smell. All right, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching Attorney Reacts. Check out our other videos here. All right, bye.
Big verdict.